Hi everyone, my name is Amber, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Bookmas. So I don't know which order I am uploading these Bookmas videos in, but I am aiming to upload every single day in the run up to Christmas. I don't think this is the first video. So I'm going to leave a playlist of all of my Bookmas videos for 2021 down in the description box down below, so you guys can go and check out the rest of them. This video is going to be me talking you through my wish list, because I want to show you which books are on my Christmas wish list. I want to show you which ones I might be buying for myself soon, because I do buy off my own wish list, obviously, and I might try to narrow it down in this video and try to figure out what I want to buy, because Christmas is all about treating yourself, is it not? So I actually have a couple of wish lists. This first one is my Books of Amber wish list, which is the one that I share on Twitter and in public, and then I have another wish list that I will show you afterwards that I want to talk through as well. So without further ado, here is my wish list. Maybe I should actually rotate the screen, that might help. Okay, so first of all we have The Devil All the Time. I added this one because I watched the film with Tom Holland recently, as in the film that stars Tom Holland. I obviously didn't watch it with Tom Holland. I really enjoyed it, and I've read on Reddit that the book is actually really good as well, so I added it, and it's also quite cheap, so this one is top of my list probably. Then I have Savage Appetites, which I heard about from Mara from Books Like Woe. This is a non-fiction book which talks about why women are obsessed with true crime, because it's often women who are talking about it in the podcasts and on YouTube, and this is the topic that I was actually talking about with my partner recently, so it's really cool that she brought this book to my attention around the same time, so that's why I added this one. I've added Kingdom of the Wicked because someone asked if I could prioritize it for recaptains and do a recap, so that's the reason that one's there. I have seen some reviews about the second book in the series and how it's now just smut and there's barely any plot, so I probably won't get the hardcover actually, even though that's what's on here. I might try and get it from the library. I don't know if it's released here in the UK or not, but I hope so, because I don't really want to buy it now. So The Candle in the Flame, I can't remember what it's about. I added it ages ago, I think, to a different wish list, and then I moved over to this like priority one. I think this might be a desert fantasy, and I love those, so of course that's there. We have The Star-Touched Queen by Roshni Chopshi. So this one is another YA fantasy book. I don't know much about it, to be honest, but it's there. Bloody Valentine, which is one of my true crime stories that I want to cover. The book has actually price dropped quite a bit, so maybe I will add this one to my basket in time for Christmas. I can't actually remember which case this is about, but it looks like it's also being turned into a TV show, so this is basically as part of my research. That's the reason why it's on here. There's another book like that down a bit further on as well. People Like Them just sounded like a good thriller. The Deep is a horror story set on the Titanic, so that's why I added this one. I was really in the mood for some horror, and I like reading about the Titanic and the sinking of it, so that's why that one's there. Hex, I think Nikki recommended this one to me. It might have been Lana. Actually, this is a paranormal horror book, I think. Queen of the Conquered by Kason Calendar. This is a fantasy book, and I think I added this after I had read Felix Ever After and I wanted to read more of his books. Gilded Wolves. I've added this one to a different wishlist as well, which I'll show you in a second. This is also by Roshni Chopshi, and this is the first book in her, I can't remember the trilogy, it's probably just The Gilded Wolves actually, which I believe is set in France, which isn't my favourite setting for books, but it's YA fantasy. It's been getting a lot of good reviews, so I might get my hands on it. The Ones We're Meant to Find. This is kind of an apocalyptic, futuristic thing about, which covers like the environment and climate change and stuff, and that's why I want to buy this one, because I want to support authors who write about that kind of thing, because I'm really into cli-fi is what we're calling it now. It's what the kids are saying. I don't actually know if kids actually care about climate change at the moment. I'll have to ask my teenage sister, but yeah, that's why I've added this one in particular, and why I do want to get my hands on it sometime soon, even though it hasn't got the best reviews. It says it's 4.5 stars here on Amazon, but a lot of those are probably like shipping reviews rather than reviews for the actual book, but I still want to get it anyway. You Exist Too Much. I don't remember much about this one, but I did get it from the library and I didn't get around to reading it, so that's why that one's on here, because I wanted to get to it myself. Here Lies Daniel Tate. So this was one that I had heard of ages ago. So it's by Kristen Terrell, who wrote All Our Yesterdays. I don't know how long you've been around BookTube and the book blogging community, but Kristen Terrell wrote All Our Yesterdays, which was supposed to be turned into a duology or a trilogy, and she didn't end up writing the sequels because I think she found the pressure too much. All Our Yesterdays was received so well, and I think it kind of blew up when it first came out. I think probably in like 2014 maybe a little bit earlier, and I think the hype created too much pressure, and then she released this book. I don't know what it's about, but I want to support her because I want her to keep on writing books, because All Our Yesterdays was fantastic. So That's why I want to get this one. Every Single Lie by Rachel Vincent. I love Rachel Vincent's books and I want to read all of them. So she took a break from writing for quite a while, or publishing books. I started reading her stuff with the Stray series, and then I read Soul Screamers, which was her first YA series, and then I think I took a bit of a break because I read The Stars May Rise, I think it was called, and I didn't love it. So I took a break, didn't read any more of her stuff. I think she also took a break, and now she's releasing 2 books in 1 year, including this one. I think this is a YA thriller, which is Steeped in Gold. I do have this one as a review copy, but I haven't read it, and I'm the worst, I know. So this is YA fantasy inspired by Jamaican folklore, I think. I don't know much about it, but I put it on here because I do want to buy it, a physical copy, because I read fantasy better in physical format. Timeline of World History. I just love the sound of this one. I think Mara also mentioned this. Is this by the author of Useful Charts? I don't know, but I really like charts and history and timelines and stuff, so that's why this one's on there. It's quite expensive though, so I probably won't buy it anytime soon, but soonish. Spellslinger. This one I have heard or seen all over UK booktube. Everyone keeps talking about it, and I was supposed to read it a couple of weeks ago because my friend Asha was doing a read along for it, but it was kind of last minute, and then I felt the pressure and I didn't pick it up. But it is on Kindle Unlimited as well, so this paperback copy is kind of just a wish, and if I enjoy the Kindle Unlimited ebook, then I might end up buying physical copies of the series. On a Sunbeam, which I believe is a graphic novel. Can't remember who told me about this one, but I heard someone talking about it and really liked the sound of it. Moon of the Crusted Snow. I think Kayla from Books and Lala read this one. If not, I bought it, or I put it on here because of the cover. I really like this style of cover. I really like houses or items in the middle of like a really bleak landscape. It's the thing. I don't know why this is one of my favorite cover tropes. That might actually be a video idea, talking about my favorite kinds of covers and what really pulls me in, and also covers that I hate. So maybe I'll do that in 2022. Against the Loveless World. I added this one because I saw that it was up for the Palestine Book Award. I don't know what it's about, to be honest. I do want to get to it. Salt Houses. I think the author of this is also Palestinian, and I wanted to support some Palestinian authors. I bought a few books from here and just added the others to my wish list. All You Can Ever Know, which is a memoir about adoption. I think I was watching some sort of YouTube video about, I think a Chinese girl was adopted by a white American family and obviously taken over to the US from China. And I think they mentioned this book in that video because she was sort of sharing her story and was giving book recommendations, specifically this one, in relation to her story. So that's quite interesting. We also have The Extraordinaries by TJ Klune. Added this one because I liked The House in the Cerulean Sea. That's the Way, Vix and Lala. Kayla has been talking about this one a lot, so that's why I added this. I also have just noticed the cover. Those are dogs, I think. I've not noticed that before. I thought it was just like wispy snow. The Rearranged Life of Una Lockhart. I think this is like a time travel-y, timey-wimey thing. Love those kinds of books. The Sanatorium. I added this one because I want a isolated thriller, and this was actually really cheap at the time when I added it. It was like £2 or something, which is ridiculous. Now the hardcover price has gone up, but I don't typically buy hardcovers, especially of thrillers, so that's just sitting there for now to remind me that I do want to get to it eventually. Revelation Space. This is by an author that I have read before, but I don't think I liked his books all that much, or I think I only read Revenger actually, but I've heard that this one's good, so that's on here and will probably sit there for a while longer. Keeper of the Lost Cities, a middle grade book that I really want to read. Apparently it's a really good long series to get into. House of Leaves, that's been sat there for, well, it says April 2021, but it's been sat there for ages because it's so expensive and I don't want to buy it. Outlawed. I added this one because I liked the look of the hardcover, and I think is this some sort of like dystopian thing? I can't remember. Wolfsong, again, TJ Klune. The Crown Tower. Now I'm not sure if I should read this one before I read Age of Myth. If someone could tell me in the comments below if they're related at all, if I need to like read one before the other, that would be really helpful. The Grace of Kings, my friend Lena talks about this one a lot and it sounds really good. Winter's Fury, can't remember why I added this one, to be honest. Moving on. Hall of Smoke. I like the sound of this one but didn't get the best reviews, so I might pick it up eventually. Silence of Bones, love the sound of this one. It's I believe set in South Korea, and it's a murder mystery, and I think this author has also wrote a few different books set in South Korea following the same detective, I think. Weight of the Stars by just Ankram, apparently. Yeah, this is contemporary, even though it doesn't look like it and it sounds good. My friends have really enjoyed it. Queen of Coin and Whispers sounds amazing. Everyone keeps talking about it. I also follow the author on Twitter and love the sound of this book. Tourist Attraction, just because I was in the mood for like a holiday romance sort of thing, and I might get this year. maybe if the price goes down. It's quite expensive. The Simple Wild, which I think is a survival story set in the wilderness. Again, love those. I talk about this in another video actually. It's one of my favourite tropes, so might get to this one. My friend Lacey actually enjoyed this one. Well Met, a romance book. I probably wouldn't pay £10 for a romance book, but maybe I would enjoy this one. The Hanging Evangelique. I saw someone, can't remember who, but I'll put them in the description down below, talking about this one. It's about Canadian slavery in Canada, which I don't think BookTube really talks much about. It's very much focused on the USA because that's where the majority of booktubers and our audience are, I think, for various reasons. That's a whole other topic, but this is something that I was very much interested in reading about because I don't know much about Canadian history. However, it's £23 and that's a lot for a book. That's more than House of Leaves, so I will probably get this if I get a gift card or something. The Winter Road. Can't remember why I added that one. I think I just like the cover. Theft of Swords, and this one is also related to that other one I was just talking about. I don't know which order to read these in, but I'll get to it eventually. The Last Policeman, I think I just added this because of the cover mostly, and I think I saw Reddit talking about it. Severance is a very, very small book, and I didn't want to spend a load of money on it, so I put it on my wish list. Hitchhiker's Guide, I do want to read those books eventually. I think I read the first one when I was a lot younger. I don't think I understood a lot of the jokes, which, you know, is fine. The Paper Magician, I just like the cover. An American Marriage, I've heard some good things about. The Bird King, I think? No, I don't remember why I read that one. Gods of Jade and Shadow. So I really enjoyed Mexican Gothic and I love the sound of this following Mayan gods and goddesses. Just that's something entirely new to YA that I have seen. And I've been saying for years that I want more Mayan, Aztec and Incan mythology in YA books or in fantasy books in general. That would be great, thank you. Ship of Smoke and Steel, I don't know, I wanted to try this author out and I've got a different book by him that I haven't read yet, so maybe I should do that first before buying this. A Cattle Witch, I heard really good things about this author and I also really like this cover as well. Nearly Normal Family is a thriller that I've had my eye on for absolutely ages. I want to get my hands on this one, but I might buy it second hand from that used section because thrillers, I don't really buy, like I said, hardcover thrillers, like there's no point in me buying them. The Abyss Surrounds Us is a really good queer sci-fi, I think. It sounds really, really good and I love the cover of this one as well. I think this one might be on Kindle Unlimited, I can't remember. The Three Body Problem is definitely on Kindle Unlimited, which is why it's like right at the bottom of this list. So I've been wanting to try this one for ages because apparently it's like a good first contact. It's sort of mystery sci-fi, I think. I'm not a huge fan of the author himself, I have to say, but that's okay. I can buy his book for cheap. And then finally we have Daughters of Nari, which again I think is on Kindle Unlimited, and this is some sort of YA fantasy and I like the sound of it, so that's why I added that. And now this video has actually gotten quite long, so I don't think I'm going to show you my other wish list. I will do that in another video if you guys are interested. If you enjoyed this one, let me know in the comments below and I will do a part 2 and show you the rest of my wish list. Let me know if we have any crossover. Let me know which ones you think I should prioritize from this. I love making lists, so this was actually a really nice thing to share. If you guys could encourage me to spend some money and tell me which books you think from this list I should buy, let me know. Tell me which ones you enjoyed or didn't enjoy because I'm ready to buy some books. Thank you so much for watching this video and I'll speak to you all in the next one. Bye!